We are only 30 days away from the launch of the most powerful console ever, the Xbox One X. What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. And I gotta ask the question, are you hype or are you not? Because that kind of seems where a lot of people are in this day and age. You're either hyped for the Xbox One X or you just don't really care about it. And for me personally, I am hyped for the system. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I own 1,000 games on the Xbox. There is a bunch of games this holiday that I will enjoy on the system. I do have a 4K television, so I can take advantage of all the capabilities of the system. But it's interesting when you get on the forums and you get on Twitter and you hear people who are extremely hyped for the system, but then you also see people who are like, don't care. And I'm not saying either one is wrong or right. I just want to know what you guys are. So if you're hyped for the Xbox One X, like if you are through the moon for this console, make sure you type in the comment below, hyped. Because I kind of want to get a feeling of how many people are out there are excited to play in 4K or, super sampled 1080p on the X. But if you are not hyped, if you don't see a reason to pick up the X, then make sure you type nah in the comment below. Because it's very interesting to see. And I know a lot of people who aren't hyped for it, whether for many very reasons. Maybe they don't feel that there's a lot of games out there to pick up for it, or they have a PC or a PlayStation and don't feel the need to get it. Whatever your reason is, if you're not hyped for the X, make sure you type nah. Now I'm going to explain why I am, even after a year, even after we've been waiting since last year when Microsoft announced it, why I'm still excited for the system. Number one, I play a lot of games. A lot of games more than probably a lot of people on YouTube. I'll probably play like every, multi-platform game that comes out this holiday, from Shadow of Mordor to South Park to Assassin's Creed to Wolfenstein to Call of Duty to Super Lucky's Tale to Need for Speed to Star Wars Battlefront and so on and so forth. I mean, I play pretty much everything. So the idea that I can get a system that plays those games better, whether it's faster load times, which is critical, especially when you play a lot of games like I do, you spend a lot of time loading, better draw distances, better graphics, better resolution, since I can take advantage of that 4K television, then I am excited to play all those games. Now, of course, you didn't hear me mention exclusives, because that is also an area which I find Microsoft to be extremely lacking in. And I've talked about this plenty of times, whether it's on the Xbox 2 podcast with Jez or individually by itself. I think a lot more people would be way more excited for the X if there was something new to kind of go along with it. And this year's kind of been the worst year ever. So I can understand from people's perspectives like, hey, I wish I had something to play on it. But for me, at least for this year, it's all about those third-party games. Yeah, I'll bust out Forza Motorsport 7 to see what it looks like. Yeah, I might load up Halo 5 to check it out because I love me some Halo. Yeah, I might load up Gears 4 to see what it really does look like in native 4K and stuff like that. But I'm not going to play those games for long. I'm all about the new experiences, the new games going forward. I might load up the older ones just to see, but I'm excited about the future from this point kind of moving forward, which is why I've never been a fan of backwards compatibility, even though I think it's a great option there for users. It just has never done anything for me, and my play style has always been about play a game, finish a game, enjoy the experience, and move on to the next. That's why I don't spend a lot of time on individual titles, which is why I might load up Gears of War 4 and play a couple levels, but then it's on to a different game. So I'm excited. I'm still excited. I'll be excited. The lack of exclusives for Microsoft is kind of a separate issue in my opinion, but I could see why people would kind of lump that into this idea of them not getting hyped for the system because they want it for exclusives. But, I mean, that is kind of like where I'm coming from. 30 days away, got all these games. I'm still not even really sure if I'm going to hold off on Shadow of War and Wolfenstein and Assassin's Creed until the X comes out. I probably should, but I think I kind of just want to play those games right when they come out. And then kind of just hit the other games that come out for the X right away, and then you'll have all the games for next year. So I'm happy that the Xbox One X is coming out. I'm glad to pay, well, GameStop's paying for a lot of it, but I'm glad to pay what I'm paying for it. And I can't wait to play all the great games that come out from the third parties this year, and hopefully Microsoft gets some new stuff down the road next year that is worth talking about. But let me know what you guys think. I want to know. Are you hyped for the system? Are you hyped for the X? And why? Let me know in the comments below. If you're not hyped for the system, if you're nah, Rand, nah, I don't want the X. I don't need the X. Make sure you leave a comment below. I want to see the contrasting responses between people who are excited and why they're excited about it versus the people that aren't excited for it and don't want it or need it. And I want to see kind of the differing reasons why that is. But for me, I can't wait for another 30 days so I can get my hands on the Xbox One X. Anyways, that is the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, consider subscribing for more content, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.